Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30 this Wednesday, August 20th. Time to wrap it up for today. And we have taken out 6410. We're holding above it. So, I mean, that last update we were looking at, they looked like they were trying to take it higher. They got the one more knockdown and it down to the mean. Looked to me like, okay, here we go. Maybe they're going to try to take it lower. But no, they stalled. They started trading back up, started grinding it, and so far now we are right back up here again above that 6410. So at this point, if they close and hold this level, the 6410, I'm going to start off range bound. Right? Not going to say lean to the long side, just starting off range bound. If they close below that 6410, I will be back with a slight bias to the downside and see if they can take this lower. So that's kind of the key area to watch this breakdown. If you want to be a little bit less aggressive on it, you can wait until they take out the 6400s. If you close below that one, I would be a little bit more aggressive on it. So I'm going to leave it at 6410. So if they close below that 6410, taking off that long, taking off the range bound approach and going back towards the short side of the market. So we'll see here if they are going to keep this grinding or not. It's very impressive. From that sell-off we had this morning, that's an absolute knockdown. Look at that. It's absolutely squeezed this all the way down. This was ugly, ugly, ugly. And then, yep, done. And now I'm going to start buying it all back again. So there you go. We'll see how they can hold up into the close here, but definitely starting off like, yeah, this range bound if they hold it above that 6410. So that's how we get started on the ES. Now, news for tomorrow. We have a ton of news coming out tomorrow morning. It's a Thursday, and at 8:30 we get jobless claims, Philly Fed, PMI 945, existing home sale at 10, leading indicators at 10. So that's all coming out tomorrow. So 8:30, 9:45, and 10 we have news for tomorrow. Now, as a point of order, I'll remind you about this tomorrow again. I'm going to be out on Friday, so I'm not going to open the room. I'm going to be fishing a tournament, so I'll be having internet and be available on emails, but I'm not going to be opening the room that on Friday, this coming Friday. So anyway, at this point, so the ES, if they close above that 6410, starting off range bound. If they back down below it again, we'll starting off with a slight bias to the downside. See how far they can take it. Looking at the oil, NASDAQ and the bonds. So bond market didn't go anywhere. They just traded back up a little bit and just went sideways. And actually pretty tradable. Back and forth like this on the bond market. Usually it's kind of unusual because they usually just go sideways, nothing happening. But so far a little bit of action going on. You could fade the edges back to the mean. A couple of small trades there. NASDAQ though, I did take one trade on the NASDAQ this morning early on. That was after the rundown here, the first big rundown, they had a little stall there, then had the first good bounce up to the tablet, got short on that one, got a nice one and done kind of a trade. And I did not engage it on the way up here. I did not know if if this was a fake out or how far they're going to take it. Turned out after the fact, it looks beautiful, right? But when you're looking at this retracing like that, it's hard to say if where they're going to stall, if they're going to stall. So didn't do anything with it. But one trade, $68 for the day. That's pretty good. That's my business plan is 50, which is the 10 points on the ES. So that's kind of what we hit that one and done. But I've been tempted a couple of times to get on this, but it's as I said, and the retracement here from the mean, that was a nice short setup right there. Definitely tradable. And if you got in on that guy, you had a few ticks going in your favor. Then after that, not so much. Pretty just sideways action on that part, fading the edges. Not easier said than done on that one, but and early on here when they that first rundown, the first retracement, and the bounce off the mean, definitely tradable. And now it looks like they're trying to squeeze it higher. They're up here against that 330s, and as I said, if they can scratch up above the 330s and hold it, we may be in good shape for going into the overnight, starting off range bound. But I'm still looking for that retest failure here. They're right now reverse retesting 330. And if they can't take it out and stay above it, we may see another rotation down from here. So Nasdaq is still in that twilight zone. Not quite making up my call on that one yet, but they're still right there. If they can close above it, we'll range bound below it. We're staying on the short side. Then finally, oil and gold. So gold, range bound trading hasn't gone anywhere. They're back up. they're backing off from the lows, so I would say we are looking at a pretty good shot at them retracing back up to that 3400 and staying there for a bit. So a nice move. They were up a little bit in the morning, and no attempt to take this lower. So I would be looking at them range bound trading around 3400 on gold right now. Going into the overnight, just look to sell strengths 95s, 3400, 34.7s for rotations down. Look to buy weakness 3380s, 3375s for rotations back up. So that's how we get started on gold. Oil, just sideways action. They're back trading around that 61, 62 area. So let's stay range bound on oil. Nothing much to talk about there really. So look to sell strength 63, 63, 60s. Look to buy weakness 62.20s, 61.80s down to the 61.50s. So that's our range we're trading in. If anything, maybe look for some early strength, given they have it's been trading for the day session, but it could go either which way. So no particular bias on ES or on oil or gold to get started. All right, back to the ES, and let's see if it's going to show some strength into the close. So we're going to get a little bit of a pullback. That's going to be the key thing. So ES is in good shape. Nasdaq is just reverse retesting that 330 level. So see how that whole thing shakes out. But anyway, we'll leave it there for now, guys, and I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Have a good evening. Later.